It is Friday morning. Everybody's happy about that, most of us. And in most black communities, there are a few places you can go to get a better sense of what people are thinking than the barber shop.
That's right. One local filmmaker, quite aware of that, used a barber shop as his setting for a new movie about race relations.
It's a bright new look at the topic inspired by one of the city's darkest moments.
Candace Gibson is with us live this morning in Winfield with the story. Candace.
Tracy and Dave, good morning. That one dark moment being the Grace Ferry racial tensions of just a few or a couple years ago. By the way, this is a very barbershop where the film was shot, and I say film, it's actually a documentary. But as you mentioned, barbershops are traditionally the places that you can go and you can hear the latest gossip in the community, and you can also find out exactly what people are talking about. Well, the filmmakers divided those barbershop conversations into black and white to try to find out exactly what people are thinking when it comes to race. It was February of 1997 in the Grace Ferry section of the city.
This is my home here.
Annette Williams, her son and nephew, were beaten inside their home by a gang of white men.
But nobody felt the fear and the pain that we had that night.
That same spring, also in Grace Ferry, a 16-year-old white teenager was shot and killed by a group of black men. Both incidents tore the South Philadelphia community apart. The incident caused tempers to flare. Sparked community activists to hold protest marches through the city.
Racism is perennial, it's pernicious.
But also triggered a different sort of reaction from a West Philadelphia barber and his filmmaker friend. Robert Woodard and Kevin Sheaff decided to make a documentary examining race relations in the city. The half-hour film, called Barbershop Talk in Black and White, is actually shot in color with a home video camera. A group of 6 panelists, including a high school counselor, a nun, and a businessman, used the setting of Woodard's Winfield barbershop to discuss race relations. Among the issues, interracial dating, the Catholic Church's role in race relations, and white supremacy.
White people just constantly imposing their will, their racist will, on other people of color, and when you try to stand up, they're ready to knock you down, shoot you down, do whatever they can to keep you down.
We're so afraid, because we are, that we're fighting in the suburbs to not let anyone come in, because we know we are endangered. We are becoming more and more the minority.
Endangered by whom?
A lot of conversations take place in these sort of barbershops, and they divided it and brought it down to a black and white issue. Kevin Sheaff is the director of the film. He joins me now this morning. And Kevin, you know, we know what inspired it. What came about as a result of the discussion, you say?
Well, you know, what's interesting, Candace, is that one of the things that came about in this discussion, as you know, it's a panel discussion, and we have people from all walks of life and different backgrounds. And what was interesting is that despite the various differences in perspectives, there was a consensus that was raised at the end of this film. And when people come tonight to watch it, they'll see what this whole consensus was. And what I see is that what it showed me was that we do need to dialogue about race, because everything in this society is affected by race. And so what we hope that's going to come out of this film, when people come tonight to see it, is that they're going to see that there is a need to dialogue, because we live on one planet.
Okay. Yeah. Appreciate it. I want to just point out really quickly, the film's producer, Robert Woodard, is over there, as well as a composer of the music for it. It's about a half-hour long and very interesting documentary. Appreciate all of you guys being here this morning. Should point out also that the film premieres tonight at the Federal Reserve Bank at 7th and Arch in Center City. But for now, we're live in Winfield. Candace Gibson, Fox News. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Candace. 7:27 coming.